I'm taking you to a place where insanity knows no limit. A white male decides to stab his black neighbor's Ring camera amid a 2-year feud. Put up the picture full mass. He's stabbing a camera. Okay? Knowing he's being recorded, at least assumingly. All right, so officers who arrested this New York man who was caught on camera stabbing a Ring doorbell camera say the incident was the result of a 2-year feud between him and the neighbor whose home he decided to target. So the disturbing video caught a 53-year-old Patrick Richiusa knifing the lens of a Ring camera at his neighbor's home. This was on Long Island. All right, so the man, Patrick, agreed to actually be interviewed. Yeah, he agreed to talk about him stabbing the camera. Quote, yes, basically I did. I screwed up. I admit it. I was wrong. All right. End quote. So Patrick said his actions resulted from pent-up frustration with his neighbor, who he alleges has been disruptive for some time. Okay. Quote, my dog is terrified from the banging and the loud music. And I tried contacting the landlord. I tried everything I could, he said. Quote, one night I just couldn't take it anymore. Couldn't take it no more. Put her up. Alexandria Principal, the neighbor whose Ring camera, was destroyed, argued Patrick's account, saying that their feud started with a petty fight over an open dumpster. Things then began to escalate. Quote, he's not genuine at all, she told the outlet. He's called me the C word, the B word, a piece of trash. Yes, even the N word, end quote. So over time, both admit the behavior got worse, all right? Until it finally led to the incident in which he damaged property. Quote, this man with a machete just going after a Ring doorbell, she said, of the crime. Patrick, who said he's a former New York City firefighter with post-traumatic stress disorder from 9/11, admitted that he snapped when he went after the camera. Quote, yeah, I snapped. I guess I got mad, but at least I didn't hurt anybody. End quote. He now faces a criminal mischief charge, which carries a maximum penalty of 1 year in jail if he's convicted. Investigators are now looking into if he's responsible for similar crimes in the community. The victim said he wants him removed from the neighborhood. All right. I don't know where to start. So obviously this guy's not making great life decisions at 53. But to believe that all of a sudden this individual decided to do something so out of the box, I mean, yeah, it's criminal, but it's kind of creative. He stabs a camera. Now, if the authorities are saying there are other cameras in that community with stab wounds, he is likely the guy. The MO fits. At least we're not reporting, obviously, on him stabbing a human being. This is what it is. All right, Yasmin, welcome to Trump America.
Yeah, it's scary out there. You know, who stabs a camera? You know, to call that strange or unhinged behavior, I think, is an understatement. It's very disturbing. And of course, it's dangerous and threatening, not to mention it is vandalism. I am always so grateful that I have good neighbors because it's really not something to take for granted. The worst thing I can say about my own neighbors is that one of them is a little chatty sometimes, and the other ones, they have karaoke parties that they don't invite me to, so I need to be better friends with them. But seriously, you know, bad neighbors can significantly impact your quality of life. In this case, if I was that woman, I would not feel safe in my own home knowing that this man is outside my door. And, I think there is some, like, you want to give him at least a little bit of credit for acknowledging that he screwed up. But it's such a disproportionate response to his chief complaint that she was noisy or the dog was barking. And so he goes and he stabs a ring camera. Like, just the idea, the physical action of stabbing is very strange instead of just like pulling it off the wall or something like that. And even if he acknowledges that he should not have stabbed a camera, he also acknowledged that, maybe it could have been worse because at least he didn't hurt anybody. And then on top of that, he still demonstrated abusive and aggressive behavior against his neighbor because he had a history of calling her names, including the N word. I don't know what the laws are, if you can remove someone from a neighborhood over something like this, but I do feel for this woman that she has this very aggressive, very unstable neighbor that she has to deal with in a very direct way. It's not a safe situation for her.
You're right. And it should be treated as a threat, a hate crime. If we were under a different administration, the federal housing authorities could charge him under their intimidation and prejudice statute. However, that won't happen now. All right, we'll bring you updates if there's one to bring.